Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I'm here with Julian. We're gonna try the Hackmotion. We're gonna look at some numbers on the driver and see his flexion and extension and figure out what is the best positions for his swing. So stay tuned. Okay, so as you know, with the Hackmotion, all you gotta do is set it up on your wrists. We're gonna put it on his glove, and then we're gonna connect it to the iPad and check some numbers. This was nice. Okay, so he took a few shots with his driver, and basically what he was able to identify is the flexion and the extension. Obviously, to keep it simple, it's just extension like this and flexion like this, and generally we want to have flexion as we go into our downswing. So the Hackmotion is really good at doing this because basically it's just going to tell you what your wrists are doing. So for Julian in particular, what he saw in with the Hackmotion is that he had a good posture in his address position, and as he took the club back, he flexed his wrist, but at the end of his backswing, somehow he extended, like in the last part of his backswing, he extended. But nevertheless, when he came down, he went back and unflexed his wrist. So all the Hackmotion is doing is just showing you what you're doing with your wrist. So that's the whole purpose. Okay, so let's look at some numbers right here. And what I want to show you is exactly what the Hackmotion does. So if we look at all the shots that he took, 6 shots with his driver, you can see the address position, you can see the top, which is extended, and then the impact. So these are the numbers that you can see, but you can also go into detail. Now if I go into detail, you can see exactly what I was explaining before. So he starts with an extended wrist at 7 degrees at address, and as he takes his club back, he starts to flex, which is really good. He actually does a good job at flexing his wrist. But as you can see, right at the last, I would say last few seconds of his backswing, he extends his wrist. However, as I mentioned before, so at the top he's extended, and then as he goes into impact, he goes back and flexes his wrist, and ultimately resulting in a pretty good shot at impact. So like I said before, the Hackmotion is really good at identifying exactly what you're doing with the wrist and exactly at which point you're changing, or you're moving, or you're flexing, or you're extending your wrist. So now if we go into the summary here, there's a nice feature in this Hackmotion software where you can see exactly what the recommendations that you can do to fix your extension in this case. So it says fixing extension at the top. It gives you a description. It says here, you tend to extend, cup your wrist too much at the top, which opens the club face and makes it difficult to consistently square it at impact. It also gives you some drill details and a drill description. So this is quite interesting. Now for Julian, obviously he does generate a lot of speed with this swing, so I wouldn't necessarily say that it's wrong for him to cup right at the end, because that may be the way for him to generate speed. So for Julian, is in my opinion, it's not necessarily wrong to extend your wrist at the top of your backswing, but with the Hackmotion, it just makes you aware of what you're doing. So in this case, it tells you exactly at what point you extended or you flexed your wrist. Because what happens is a lot of golfers don't even know, they hit good shots and they say, can you replicate that? And they don't even know what they did. They don't know if they extended, if they flexed it, or at which point in their swing they did that. So with the Hackmotion, you will find out exactly when you did, when you extended or when you flexed. And the good thing about it is that you can see it with the numbers and pictures, and you can replicate them. So when you get a good shot, you can analyze it and try to replicate that, and you will know exactly when and at which point you did the the flexion that you needed to hit a good shot. So for me, that's amazing. Everybody's going to be different with the Hackmotion. Some people are going to flex too much, others are going to cup too much. And the good thing, again, as I keep mentioning, is that with the Hackmotion, you're going to be able to see exactly when you're doing those things. So for Julian, in this case, he's extending his wrist right at the last few seconds of his backswing. So he knows that he's doing that at the end. So if he wanted to maybe have a more consistent swing, he could try to fix it by maybe stopping right before the end. However, like I mentioned before, he does generate a lot of speed, so he does use that to his advantage. But in other cases, if you're struggling with a swing issue, you can identify the problem exactly where it occurs. So some of you may do it like right at the beginning, somewhere in the middle. Some may do as they go down, which is very important, because sometimes maybe a lot of people tend to extend their wrists on the backswing, and that's really bad. That's where you get your slices, and you can develop a lot of issues with that. So anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video on the Hackmotion. This is used at the range with Julian is a 3 handicapper, so he's a very good player. He was actually really impressed with the Hackmotion. He kind of already knew what he was doing, so this kind of just confirmed what he was doing. He was actually impressed to find out exactly at what point of his swing he was extending his wrist. So in a future video, I will include a high handicapper, and I will try to use the Hackmotion with it so we can analyze the swing, see exactly what's going on with his wrists, and then try to maybe fix the problem, and then check with the results with the Hackmotion, and maybe try to see some trajectory, ball flight. And I think, in my opinion, it's just very useful to know exactly what you're doing with your wrists and when you're doing it. All right, guys, so that was it for the video with the Hackmotion. I've been using it a lot lately, and for me, I've seen that for different people works differently. For me, I tend to flex my wrists more when I add pressure in my fingers differently. So if I add more pressure on my left thumb or my downswing, that automatically flexes my wrist. So it's just a matter of finding the right feeling and checking the data with the Hackmotion. So if you're interested in this product, remember to use the code below. There's a discount for those who purchase the product through my channel, so make sure to use that. So that was it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time.